Garçon, give me a beer. Stu.
Heineken?
Fuck that.
Alright.
PBR.
No, that's Blue Ribbon.
PBR
Death by Moonlight. Miracles and omens in the laundromat. Teeth falling from her lip like ashes from a Newport cigarette. I'm building a Ferris wheel that can reach the sun, etc. I should have had robot wings. I dream of something bigger than health and wealth. And the crackhead and the laundromat said, why don't you keep your stupid dreams to yourself? You know, I'm not sure. I like that one. I know this is my feature, but as far as open mics, I don't even know if I even agree with the entire idea of open mics, period. Wait.
First, before the debate, we have a little adventurous interlude. Does everyone remember Choose Your Own Adventure stories? Oh yeah, alright, sweet. Well, I'm going to do a little Choose Your Own Adventure I like to call One An Hero, One An Heroic Couplet. Alright, so at various stages you're going to make choices. If you make a mistake, prepare to pay the price. If you die but follow along anyways because, your spirit does something of it. So just imagine right now what your character is going to be. Probably something really lame like a paladin or a roguish elf. Doesn't matter. Yeah, just let it be your destiny. Paladin, have gun, will travel. Oh, very nice, very nice. Alright, so everyone ready to go on an adventure? Alright! One day you take it into your mind to find the second half of a famous poetry fragment. The first line of An Heroic Couplet, which goes, you've got to go around every bend. Second half, of course, is missing. It's like Sappho or something. Suiting actions to words, you've got to leave no stone unturned, no bull ungrabbed by the horns, and no cliche unuttered. Later that very day, you are wandering through the woods thinking about something G.K. Chesterton wrote about something boring Henry David Thoreau wrote, which might have been Aristotelian in nature or something, and when all of a sudden two roads diverge in a yellow wood, do you A, take the road less traveled by, or B, take the road more traveled by? Choose wisely. Everyone ready? Alright, if you chose A, to take the road less traveled, you have made a terrible mistake. That road is less taken on account of zombies, which have bitten you to death. I probably should have mentioned it. Why don't you follow along anyway and see how well you do on the rest of the adventure in spirit if you died. 20 minutes along the well-traveled path, you come across a young wolf baby wearing a red jumper, carrying a basket, sporting a deerstalker hat. You snap a quick pic, but can't decide whether to upload it to LOL Wolf Weekly or stuffonmywolf.com. You enter into conversation with the wolf. Good morning, fair wolf. The wolf explains he's on the way to find someone named Peter and eat him up. You say that it's jolly good and explain your adventure to him. The wolf eyes you closely and then says, my, what a big mustachio you have. Do you A, answer the better to impersonate Magnum P.I. at you with? Or B, the better to impersonate Vincent Price at you with? B. If you answered B, you have made a terrible mistake. The wolf says your mustachio is way too bushy to pass for the pencil-thin ways of the master macabre, and bites you repeatedly for your insolence in this matter, resulting in your death. If you answered A, you are indeed wise in the ways of mustachios and right-hand sports cars. Score yourself 1 point with the ladies. You turn around a bend in the path and come across a castle with 3 doors. As you approach, a wizard with a pointy hat, pointy elbows, pointy knees, and a wand-like microphone appears out of nowhere. You explain to the wizard that you are searching for the second half of An Heroic Couplet. he tells you that what you're seeking is indeed, for which there's always used words like indeed, thus, moreover, and wherefore, is indeed behind one of the doors, but that behind the other two doors is a very bitey weregoat. After pondering the situation for a few moments, you choose the first door and then go to enter it. But the wizard stops you and says, "But wait!" And before you enter door number 1, he shows you that there was indeed a weregoat behind door number 2, which is bleeding evil goat bleats, before the wizard makes it disappear. He then gives you the option to stay with the first door or to switch to the door that is left. Do you A, stick with the first door, or B, switch to the other door? If you decide to stick with the first door, you have no understanding of basic probability and have therefore made an terrible choice. Go death. Elsewise, you know the fundamentals of probability and pass unscathed into the final phase. The door closes behind you and a mysterious light glows in front of you, revealing Jesus riding a dinosaur. He struts his stuff for a little bit, showing you various riding tricks you've seen before at the Dino Rodeo, and a few that are new to you, including a rather daring loop-de-loop. After Jesus is done, you give him a round of applause and congratulate him for his dexterous maneuvers on the dinosaur. Jesus corrects you. He is, in point of fact, holy fact, riding a dragon! To make a point of it, the dragon swallows you whole. Inside is dark and sticky. Reaching around, you find a small fragment of paper. But as you know, outside of a dinosaur, a text fragment is Jesus' best friend. Inside of a dinosaur, it is too dark to read. You think back to your catechism and remember the story of St. Margaret. She was also swallowed by a dragon whole. To make her escape, she made the sign of the cross, which gave the dragon indigestion, and she was barked to her freedom. Do you A, make a sign of the cross, hoping to cause a tummy ache, or B, blow out the dragon's pilot light and climb the drain pipe to the roof? If you chose A, make the sign of the cross, you aren't very familiar with your incunabula. In the Legenda Sanctorum, it clearly states that this history is apocryphal. Therefore, you have made an horrible mistake and are slowly digested by the dragon. If you chose otherwise, you have chosen wisely. And climb out of the dragon, where you are finally able to read the second half of an epic and an heroic couplet, which now completes it. You've got to go around every bend to reach the part that's called the end. Give yourself a round of applause for playing this game.